Hey everybody, Craig Howie here, and I'm making this quick video because we've had a lot of questions about this guitar. This is Jasmine, the Gold Escape. We dropped the price a lot, and so a lot of people are wondering why. A lot of questions on Instagram and through Reverb. So let me try to explain. There's a lot to it. So this guitar started out cream. It was a cream color, and I wasn't a big fan of the color, so changed it to gold. So right up front, the first thing to know is this guitar has been played a lot and has had a lot of work done on it. So that's one of the main reasons for dropping the price. You know, playing it, you can see, like right there, you can see where some of the cream's starting to come through just from wear and tear, little things like that. You know, still beautiful, but just some playing wear and tear. And we decided just to kind of experiment with this guitar, and that's the main reason we dropped the price. So one of the big things we did was we just first time tried to put a walnut fretboard on. I'm really happy with that. Inlaid abalone on the walnut. It's a really nice piece of figured walnut that I got from a guy and one of my buddies here, and figured just go for it. And originally it had 2 humbuckers, but once we started experimenting, we just started changing a lot of things. So I thought, well, I really like this. This is a custom P90 from a fella here in Denver called Dank Pickups, and he made that for me. So I thought, well, let's put that on the neck, and then I put an old Harmony humbucker on the back. So basically an Epiphone humbucker on the back. And then, you know, we had a friend that was really into percussive guitar and looping and things, so we always put piezo pickups inside of the guitars on our shells, and she wanted them to be louder, and so we thought, well, let's put the piezos on a switch. That's what this small DP-DT switch is, and that one thing led to another, and we finally thought, well, we need to beef up the sound of the piezos. So finally a buddy made a preamp for the piezos. So again, rewire, went back in, lots of things, changed that around, put a little preamp on the piezos and beefed them up. So now you can play this just with the piezos and get the sound of the internal sound of the guitar and get some really nice percussive sounds out of it. And then I watched a rig rundown with about Kim Thale from Soundgarden, and he always has his tailpiece set way back, and the reason is he's able to use that like a tremolo. That gives him more room to just kind of push on those strings there, and you can get some really nice tremolo sounds out of it. So that's kind of just the beginning to explain things to you about why we've experimented and dropped the price and everything on this guitar so much. Mainly, most people want to hear it, though. The video I did was just with distortion, so I'm going to play it here clean for you, just through my standard Silvertone amp from the 60s, just straight in, and give you some sounds. So let's have a listen. All right, let's take a listen to it here, and there's so many different combinations you can do with this now. So just to give you an idea, right now I'm just straight up on the bridge pickup. What you have here is tone for your bridge, tone for your neck. This is volume for your humbucker and neck. This is tone for the piezos, which I'll show in a minute. This is the volume for the piezos. I put that on a different knob just to signify it so it's easier to handle. This switch will control whether the piezos are on or off, or by themselves, and this is your standard 3-way toggle for the 2 normal pickups. So right now we're just on the bridge. Like I said, I'm going straight into this 1964 Silvertone amp. I've got the bass and treble set almost exactly even on it, and nothing else on it, just completely clean. So bridge pickup. Nice and clean. It's like I said, that's a Epiphone / Harmony humbucker out of an old guitar. Both of them on. finally, just the neck. I love this pickup. It's custom made by Dang Pickups in Denver. I just love how it's very warm. It's not as chimey as most P90s, and of course, you got your tones. This is one of my favorite settings. Okay, so that's just straight up with these pickups. Now it gets interesting. I'm going to turn the tones back to normal. Okay, so the shells inside are loaded with 3 piezos in strategic places to get different sounds and everything, and good for percussion. Right now, the preamp is off. In other words, no battery in there. It's just straight up. The piezos are running straight into the jack. And what they do when they're that weak, they basically add another set of tone and capacitance to what you're already playing. So, giving you an idea, here's normal. Turn the piezos on. Oops, excuse me. Play that again. Normal. Piezos on. See, it just gives you another set of tones. It's literally like putting 3 more capacitors on there. Run through a few. Bridge, normal, piezos on. It's just warmer. It's a little more buttery. So that's the way I like to really use it, is without the preamp, and I can just get that little more mud on my pickups. There is a setting, if you take the 3-way switch all the way up, that's just piezos, but without the preamp, they're just not strong enough to push sound. So let's go ahead and hook the preamp up here, plug it in. Turn this off so there's not a squelch. So as I was saying in the first part of the video, it's been quite an experiment. So this guitar wasn't built to have a preamp from the beginning. So what we ended up doing, we had to create a slot back here for the 9-volt and everything. I didn't want to cut a box into it. So you have to take the hatch off to put a new battery in. That's one drawback. Another reason we've dropped the price. So, all right. So now the preamp is on. I'm gonna go ahead and go just neck. Nothing there. Now with the preamp on, still getting some capacitance, but now you've got. That's where that percussive sound can happen. You've got them all over, all kinds of different sounds with those piezos. You can have just piezos now because you have the preamp. So turn that on. So now you get the. Sounds like a harpsichord a little bit when you're just piezos. That's not my favorite setting, but you can get some really unique sounds out of it that way. And there is a tone setting on the piezos. You can kind of get old school. Excuse my playing, but kind of that sound like Metallica had on To Live Is To Die. So I think I ran through everything. There's so much you can do with this guitar, but it's been experimented on like crazy, and that's why we've dropped the price, and that's why I thought I'd make this big long video about it all. I'll show you real quick just the Kim Thale tremolo idea. It's very, you can use it almost like a whammy bar. That was such a great idea that he set the tail piece way back, and you can get a lot of vibrato on there. So hope that gives you an idea of how she sounds clean instead of just that distorted video, and thanks a lot for watching.